with citizen participation, we can level the playing field. And we need to level the playing field. And we need to hold him accountable for being the worst Attorney General in the state of Connecticut, and hold him accountable for doing nothing to improve our tort climate. Millions and billions of dollars. Is the U.S. Senate seat here in the state of Connecticut for sale?
No.
I say no as well. It's not for sale. And as a member of Congress, as a member of the Connecticut General Assembly, as a military officer, as a CIA officer throughout my whole career, again, a public office is a public trust. It's not to be bought and sold. It belongs, the seat belongs to the people. It's the people's responsibility to fill it. And I've been fortunate that over 12,000 people have contributed close to $3 million to my campaign over the last year, from around the state and around the country. We talk about special interests. Only about 2% of that is from PACs. The rest is from citizens. And I'm happy to have that support. I do not have the ability to write big checks for my campaign. I come from a middle-class family. I've worked my whole life. My wife has worked her whole life. She's a public school teacher in New London, Connecticut, Regional Multicultural Magnet School in New London, Connecticut. We are comfortable, not quite as much as we were a couple of years ago, but you know, this is who we are. I put probably $1,000 or $2,000 into my campaign every month out of my pocket for gas and food. But I can't buy it. I can't write a big check. I can't write a check for $500,000 or $1 million or $2 or $3 or $4 million. But then I wouldn't want to do that anyway. I want to put my candidacy out to you and to others like you and say, look at me, look at my background, look at my experience, and make a judgment. Make a judgment. Make a judgment as to who you want and what I represent. And you know what? If I'm not who you want, and you don't vote for me, and you don't support me, I can deal with that. I can deal with that. I've dealt with that before. I mean, I've won 8 races, but I lost 2. And I've considered it an honor in every race to be able to run and to get support. The first one I lost was for selectmen, 127 votes. Close, but no cigar. The last one I lost was for Congress, 83 votes, closest race in the country. And I was honored to get the support that I did at a time when the generic vote against my party was over 20%. We did damn well against the tidal wave. So to me, the honor is in serving. But you can't serve if you don't run. And that's why I'm running. That's why I'm putting my ambition, my future, my life in your hands, because I trust you. And I've always trusted the electorate here in Connecticut, and I've always loved serving them. It's not for sale.
Congressman, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
We plan to invite the other 3 Republican Senate candidates. The next one will probably be Peter Schiff. And we'd like to have all 4 of them make the same kind of presentation with the time to actually go through issues. I think that it was very useful to hear somebody answer at length and answer difficult questions, and we appreciate your faith in coming to us. Let me say just a couple of things before we leave. First, we've got one more candidate I want to point out, Kathy Brown. Kathy, wave your arm back there. And Chester, Johnson, and Bethany running for state representative. Second, we have to pay for this hall. The Hartford Tea Party Patriots are good enough to cover us if we don't make it, but we've got a jug back there. It looks like if we get about $1.50 from each of you, we should be okay. So if you're feeling generous and you want to pop something in the jug on your way out, we'd appreciate it. Third, Rusty and I are both running here from Southington. You know, under the campaign finance program, it's very important to get small contributions from the towns that you represent. In Rusty's case, Southington. In my case, Southington, Waterbury, Wolcott, and Cheshire. If you can make a contribution even $5,